Welcome to qnawire.
For part A, the regression line's not likely going to go through any of the points, and so it would be your last option. I'm going to call it option D graph, even though it's not labeled that way. It's the one on the bottom right, the one that does not actually go through the points. Now, to calculate the formula for, to find the least squares regression line of the form y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept, the slope is calculated as n times the sum of the product of xy minus the sum of x's times the sum of y's, divided by the number of values times the sum of the x squareds minus the sum of the x's squared. And then this intercept is the sum of the y's minus the calculated m times the sum of the x's divided by n. So we could make a quick little table, because our xy ordered pairs are 3, 4, 0, 1, and -2, 0. And our x squareds then, 3 squared, 0 squared, -2 squared, will also end up needing their sums, by the way. And so that would be 1, 5, 13, and the product of x and y would be 3 times 4, 0 times 1, -2 times 0. So our sum of our x's is 1. Our sum of our y's is 5. Our sum of the x squareds is 13, and our sum of the product of x and y is 12, and we have 3 data points. So slope would be 3 times 12 minus 1 times 5 divided by 3 times 13 minus 1 squared. So that's 36 minus 5 over 39 minus 1, or 31 over 38. You want this to 2 decimal places, and that would be 0.82 for the, just the slope part. Now, for B, that would be 5 minus 0.82, but I'm going to go for the 0.8158. Times 1 over 3. And that comes out to 1.39. So, to 2 decimal places, we get y of x is equal to 0.82x plus 1.39 as our least squares regression line. Now, the formula for the sum of the squares of the errors is the sum of the difference between the y values and the predicted values squared. So I'm going to go back to a table with our 3 points and our prediction equation for the value. So with an x of 3, I'm substituting that into our equation. 0.82 times 3 plus 1.39 is predicted 3.85. 0 would be 1.39, and -2 would be -0.25. the difference between what they actually were and predicted would be what I'd be concerned with next. So that would be 4 minus 3.85, which is 0.15. One minus 1.39 is negative 0.39, and 0 minus negative 0.25 is 0.25. And then we would square those differences. .15 squared is 0.0225. Negative 0.39 squared is 0.1521. And 0.25 squared is 0.0625. And then we would add those together. It's the sum of those, so 0.0225 plus 0.1521 plus 0.0625. And that's 0.2371 or 0.24 to 2 decimal places.